you got paired with Steve via Gary Hart, so it was his idea first. Uh, I've heard from, I think, I haven't personally talked to Steve Austin, but I think I've heard Austin didn't really want to tag. He didn't want to be a part of a tag team. What did you think of it at first? And is it true that Austin didn't want to be a tag team partner with you, or just being a tag team in general had nothing to do with you?
Yeah, he didn't really. I think Gary talked him into it because had both blonde hair, had good physiques, good look. So I think Gary kind of pushed him into it. For me, I was like, I'm not gonna rock the boat. That's what you want to do. That's fine. I go, but I want to go into it. We're into an agreement that we're both in this together. And he said he was, and this and that. And then I think a lot of it is we never got the opportunity to work it out like we wanted to. But later down the road, everything kind of came together. We didn't get the amount of matches working for Gary like we wanted to. Jarrett kind of bit into it, but he was steering me more towards Akbar and working with him. So, Steve really wanted just to be with him and Jeannie and do their thing.
Got you. So, how you remember at this? How long did you and he tag as far as length of time?
I think it was a year, maybe a year and a half.
Okay, I didn't realize it was that long. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I mean, so we know it didn't last a whole long time. I mean, a year and a half. But how was it tagging with him? I mean, just overall I mean, because that's God. I mean, you think what Austin became, and to go back and look at that now, I mean, you guys really did have similar looks. I mean, and you had the matching tights at one point. But how was it tagging with him? Just because he was really early in his career at that point.
Yes. Steve was a professional all the way around, throughout his career. And when we're in the ring, we're working, we're doing business and trying to better a product, trying to sell a product. And he was a pro all the way. Steve was good to work with. It was a good lesson. I worked with Steve, I worked with Jeannie, and we did some house shows. We worked with Chris, and Chris did a lot of spot shows. So did Gary Hart, did a few. Jarrett, I can't remember. I think Jarrett worked us a little bit together, but Jarrett was so cheap that he didn't want to pay. He didn't want to, if he had a spot show, he only wanted to put so many people on it, and definitely didn't want to pay for a tag team, as I remember.
Gotcha.
And,
What was
and if
what was
it was horrible pay. So
what was Austin in that sound clip I played right there? Austin said something about you were supposed to go to Memphis with him. What was he referring to there? Like as was that like when you all split and weren't tagging anymore? Because Austin said something about Rod fell in love, so he didn't want to leave Texas. What is? Do you recall what he's talking about right there?
yeah, well, I had a girl, but that was that really wasn't a point at the time. Jared wanted at least. In fact, I did go for a while. I went for a week or something. It was the worst. That was my second or third Memphis territory trip. So, it wasn't my first rodeo. And it wasn't any better. You get on a bus, you do
Hmm.
TV on Friday, you get on a bus and ride all night to go to Memphis and do TV. And then you do a spot show that Saturday. And then you're somewhere else Sunday. We traveled around Memphis. You go to Nashville, you go to Kentucky, you go to Evansville, Indiana. Then you turn around and come back to Memphis, get back on the bus, and ride back to Dallas. It was like, I've been there, done that. I wasn't excited about doing it or going, but it just so happened that I got introduced to Sakurada and was able to go to Japan. That was my love.
Yeah, and I'd imagine it paid a lot better than No knock
paid
against.
much better.
Yeah, no, that's what to say. I'm not trying to bury anybody. I'm not trying to bury it because I mean it worked out for Steve. Look where he ended up
Yeah,
with his career. But my point is, you were making more money. If you're thinking about your bottom line, you were making more money in Japan than you were going to Memphis at that point.
absolutely, and that's the bottom line. I mean, I know Steve's entertaining; he's got to fill in, and you know,